damn it, oops. Banging my light around. Let's see what we can do here. Skip a pin or something, I must have. That's alright, I'll come back to it. Skulking around this last pin here, trying to get my tension right. Slowly easing off in the tension. I'm also trying to get my pick placed as cleanly as I can. Alright, let's see what that did for us, if anything. Two, three. Oh, my right then. Whoa. That was a little bit quicker than my last attempt. I wasn't really feeling any more confident, but I call it, maybe I learned something, but it's more likely a bit of blind ass lock on that pick, because the previous battle I had with it was a good minute, 2 minutes longer than that. And I've had previous battles with this lock and those other 2 or 3 sessions. I really had a hard time with it. I kind of had to get my tension just right and set everything just perfectly, or I found myself kind of at a loss for feedback. But she's open now. It's kind of a bummer in a way, because that probably looked like that wasn't too much of a battle, and in reality this lock isn't a walk in the park at all. Hipu did a really good job on this lock, and when it was sent to me by Redeye Locksport, I was kind of warned that this is a decent lock, and the man was, of course, 100% correct. So yeah, that may have looked straightforward, but yeah, she's not as easy as that may have looked. But in any case, seeing as how it's opened, let me just pull it apart. I had filmed a pick on this previously, but damn camera went out of focus on me during the middle of the picking, and I wasn't watching, so I didn't really get to find out until too late. Let me get this bloody shim out of the way. Yeah, I didn't get to find out till after I looked back at the footage later that basically the entire picking component of the video was out of focus. Real pain in the ass. I was tempted to just leave it as is, but kind of sucks to have a blurry video. Certainly wouldn't be much fun to watch. But yeah, in hindsight, I'm kind of bummed I didn't get the same battle out of the lock. I did learn that placement of one particular pin made all of the difference in terms of the success of picking this lock. So I guess I had a bit of a head start there. I'm not going to tell you what that pin is. You probably already figured it out anyway, but I'll leave that little mystery for the next person to work out. I don't want to spoil anyone's fun with this lock. I mean, even with the clues, you still got to pick the damn thing, you know what I mean? It's one thing to know how, it's another thing to do. So, I'm waffling on. But, again, Hipu, good job, matey. And Redeye, wherever you're at, champion for sending this lock along for me to have a pick at. I remember you telling me that when I pass this on, I'm to be selective and try and make sure that it just goes to a good solid picker. So I will do that. Don't know exactly who to send it to. Okay, pin 5, spring 5 doesn't really want to come out. So I'm not going to force it out and risk damaging the spring. Because I really want to keep this lock exactly how it is, because it's definitely not coming out. Because yeah, she's perfect the way she is, I reckon. Perfect the way she is. So that's her disassembled. Let me straighten out these pins a little and we'll come in for a closer look. Okay, so back again. Hopefully that's fairly clear. So we'll start with the plug. Not much modification. It's all the modifications on this lock are fairly subtle. There's some minor light threading in the first chamber and also the last chamber, and everything else feels normal. So that's it for the plug. Doubtful that there are any modifications up in the Bible, so nothing too much to see there. So we'll move to the pins. We have serrated pin in 1, a couple of tightly placed serrations there. Similar situation in pin 2, slightly deeper, but again 2 really closely placed serrations. Standard in 3, standard in 4, standard in 5, and a standard in 6. Moving up to the drivers, we have another serrated pin in 1, like a couple of really close cuts. We have a standard in 2. We have a spool in 3, looks to be a commercial spool. We have a standard in 4. We have a similarly serrated pin in 5, and in 6 we have another serrated pin with a couple of lightly but yeah, placed about a mil or 2 apart cuts there. God, my brain's fading. Try and get along before I doze off. Springs, we have a mixture of different types of springs. We have a somewhat shorter one here and one, and yeah, there is a missing spring here, but that spring up is still stuck in the Bible, so it seems to be fairly short, but yeah, I'm not going to forcibly drag it out in case I bend the pin and disturb the way the lock feels. So that's it. Damn it, now my battery runs out. The things I've had to go through with this lock. First my camera goes out of focus, and when I repick it my battery runs out. Effing brilliant. But yeah, I'm not too sure exactly where that cut out, so hopefully I covered everything there was to cover with this lock. So having now picked it and pulled it apart and roughly described what was in there, all I can really do is say rock on Redeye, wherever you're at, mate. Thanks for sending this along. Mad props to Hipu for putting this cool lock together. From what you see, it doesn't look like it would be too tricky, but in this case it looks very much deceiving. So to anyone that's watching, peace and respect as always. Be good. Kick ass as much as humanly possible, and try not to take crap too seriously. So it's enough from me. I'm going to bugger off and see you on another day. Bye for now.